All right, hey, good morning, everybody. What's cooking? Reading some comments. Hey, Don. I've done that. I've texted Julie. Let me turn my camera on. See me. And look who I got sleeping on me. I don't know if we should wake him up or not. This is what he does usually when I'm done. Hey, no music yet, Susan. We save the music for hurricane season. What's up, Nancy? Um, this is what he usually does after we're doing our lives. He'll jump up on me for the next hour or two when I work. So we'll say hi because I like to be a little more animate. So let's say hi. Oh, what the hell? What are you talking about? All right, here we go. There's Louie. I just woke him up. Say hi to everybody, Louie. There's Hurricane Louie. I even got my coffee mug. I got rid of the Princess Cup, so. All right, Daddy's going to do a little talking now, okay, buddy? You going to be okay with that? He doesn't care about nothing. All right, so hey, good morning. We're going to do a nice short and sweet video. We got, let me get the camera halfway decent. Pick my nose. Hey, what's up, Telford? Yeah, the Gulf Coast is on alert again. Can you believe it? This is like deja vu, I swear. We're doing like every 3 days we have another low pressure. Hey, what's up, Kellyanne? I was in your neck of the woods. I head out to do some storm chasing in Oldsmar. Somehow I ended up south of Sebring. Crazy. Cape Cod, what's up? All right, we're looking at the latest radar. Here's today's SPC map. So I'm going to leave that up there real quick as everybody jumps in, says hi. Hey to all the new Facebook supporters. I'm going to do that real quick. I guess I'm going to get into a pattern here. Two ways you can support Mike's Weather page. You can be a Facebook supporter. Got a lot of great people on there. A few bucks a month to show your support. And you can get an official Drunk Donkey t-shirt. Or this year's hurricane shirt, which is cool. Already sold a bunch of those little guys. And of course our official Conehead shirt, because if you're in the chat right now, you are an official Conehead. Because that's what we call each other. So there you go. People always ask me ways of support. So I have to fulfill their needs because I have beer to drink. Actually, I'm not drinking beer. I'm still on keto. So I've had 3 beers and 1 cookie in 3 weeks. My dad made peanut butter cookies, and I had to have one. I asked Julia, this is okay, right? But, all right, so here's what's cooking, guys and girls. Here is today's rainfall. First off, this is today. Look what's happening. We got another low-pressure system developing. Thank you, Sarah. Conehead. Yeah, you got it, Don. So here's what we got. 3 days of storms coming. You Coneheads. All right, I'm going to try to focus on this real quick before I lose everybody. So today, here's tomorrow's rain outlook. This is tomorrow. And then, I don't know if we got much on Friday. Nope, nothing down here in Florida. Florida's going to get a skinny little line again, so we're going to show that. So your big storm chances, let's take a look at that. Here's today's update. This one just came out. They update around 9 a.m. Eastern. Here's your enhanced look. This is all developing tornado risk. We got a hatched area up right in the 4 corners here in Louisiana, northward, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas. So there's a storm threat even inching into Mississippi. This is today. This line moves eastward. Not sure overnight threats quite yet, but I would assume we're going to have overnight threats as this moves into tomorrow's outlook, which is here. And again, upper Gulf Coast, Florida, Panhandle, Georgia, South Carolina, even parts of North Carolina need to be alert. Here's your tornado outlook tomorrow. We have a hatched area again tomorrow. The atmosphere is going to be a little bit more conductive for tornadoes and strong winds tomorrow as we get a dip down here in our upper atmosphere and could have some shear and Gulf energy producing higher risk of stronger tornadoes. Tomorrow, they mentioned strong tornadoes. Today they mentioned tornadoes. So anytime they mention strong tornadoes, that's usually like an EF2 or higher. So that's what we got to worry about tomorrow. This is tomorrow, Thursday. And again, some of the same areas, a little bit more eastward now into Georgia and Alabama to worry about. And then, of course, we have hail and wind, all that fun stuff. And then on Friday, Here's Friday. Now Friday we get a skinny little squall line again. This is like deja vu. We got another. This system's going to be moving off to the east, off of the Atlantic, and we're going to have a skinny little squall line setting up for Florida that we're going to have to watch. They're talking about. They're not sure quite yet. We might be bumped up into yellow for slight risk tomorrow for Friday. So this is Friday for Florida. All right, so here's let's look at a few things. All right, let's look at the radar. I just posted it, but this is an idea. Let's do some timing. This is your long-range NAM model, but let's look at noontime. All right, so here's noon. Storm's starting to develop Oklahoma northward, and we get to 5 o'clock tonight. Here's 5 o'clock tonight. It's 4 o'clock tonight. Louisiana, they're starting to inch into you guys. So here we go. Noon, middle afternoon, storm threat today. Starting to develop. Low pressure behind. They race their way into, this is around midnight tonight. Now here's what we got. We got a squall line setting up ahead of this low pressure. This is overnight hours. So this is where I'm wondering if, we might see tornado watches again overnight. Here's, pretty hefty looking storm cloud here. We can zoom in a little closer to the southeast now that we're kind of zoomed into where we're looking at. This is a continuation of that line. Here's that line threat. So this is possibly 2 a.m. tonight. Not, sometimes it's hard to focus on those storm potential maps when it shows today and then it shows tomorrow, because what's that little gap in between? And that's one thing that you got to worry about. You don't want to get caught off guard. So like when you look at the storm threat here for tornadoes today, and then we go into overnight, and that shifts dramatically to the east. So there's this little gap right here. You got to, still pay attention. Louisiana and Alabama overnight hours right here. So that could be what's happening. This is overnight. Here's Louisiana and Alabama right here overnight. Could be a hefty little line. These are the areas that you look at for tornadoes, strong storms. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. These are Eastern times. 1 hour isn't going to make a big hill of beans one way or another, but and timing is always fluid. A couple hours here and there. But it's pretty good looking line tomorrow. All right, so here's tomorrow 7 a.m. as we roll along. This is noontime tomorrow. This is noon tomorrow, and then tomorrow afternoon. Overnight. So overnight hours again, midnight-ish, we could get Carolina storm threat. Carolinas. This is tomorrow night. And then here's that skinny little line we've been seeing the last three or four systems. As our Carolina line moves out Friday morning, this is 9 a.m. off the Outer Banks. Here's our secondary line kind of sticking together here, and this is where Florida Peninsula could get some action on Friday. And storm threat not as severe for Florida quite yet, but as we saw a couple days ago, we could still get some tornadoes. So this is Friday. So Friday we're going to be watching this secondary line setting up. A couple other little cool things here. Let's look at the relative humidity. Been looking more at this lately. I haven't posted it a lot, but let's go back to the whole U.S. Take a little break. All right, so here's your relative humidity map. Kind of gives you an idea where we could possibly see some storms. See what's going on. Hey, Ann, what's up? Hey, Don, I saw you. Hi, Marlene. Gulf breeze. Yeah, you're going to get some Gulf breeze soon enough. Cape Coral, Jackie, very kind of like the last two systems. I think the Gulf is fueling these squall lines into Florida a little bit more than the models are showing. So yes, I think we'll see hot chances again Friday afternoonish for South Florida. Bobby, I don't know, man. I think you're gonna get something. All right, well, let's look at the humidity map here real quick. This isn't a good one. What has happened here? That's not the one I usually use. Different color. Oh, dew point. Humidity, not humidity, dew point. What the heck am I talking about? All right, so here's your dew point. And what's cool about this map, you can definitely see the low pressure swirling behind. And usually the brighter colors are your higher dew points, which tend to favor, the storms that we're watching. So let's take a look at that. And here's our What's up, AJ? Folsom Prison. What's up, Tammy? Let me do a refresh here. Okay. All right, so here's your relative humidity map for tomorrow. So this is going into Thursday. You can kind of see what's happening here. We're getting that instability right here with our low pressure dipping down. Here's the action rolling in and off the Gulf. So this is the area tomorrow they're watching. Basically where the orange and yellows are. I'm rewinding it. This is overnight. So again, later this afternoon, tomorrow, and then of course that storm threat here later tomorrow night. So that's a humidity map. Another good map we can look at is the Supercell Composite. I like this one. This one kind of shows where the strong storms are going to be. This is later this afternoon, developing here in East Texas. You can see brighter colors are your potential for supercells. And then tomorrow morning right here. And then they really get booming again on tomorrow night. And you can see some of that energy dissipates for Florida, so we get a little less chance, but still some popcorn chances on Friday morning-ish as we see another pattern. So I hope that makes sense. Hey, Penny, thank you. Yeah, I'm just going over the models, kind of like what, what's coming, what's ahead. In the Carolinas, believe it or not, you guys have a secondary system coming over the weekend. Let's take a look at that. We have a lot of fans in the Carolinas, but there's a secondary low pressure system that's going to produce some nasty weather possibly later in the weekend for you guys. Let's take a look at that. Let me let these images load. Hey, Kim, thanks. Not sure about that. Oh, Gorilla Hail. Yeah, no, they're calling. I seen that pictures of the hail last night. It was. They call it gorilla size hail. They should call it donkey size. Donkey. Can't say donkey balls. That would get you in trouble maybe. And I got my Louis cup in case you missed it. Look at that. Louis in the mornings. Hurricane season. All right, Tara. Yeah, let's see about football. Why is that? Because of the Bucks, Brian? Heck yeah, man. I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon. Who else can say they had a Bucko Bruce bike growing up, man? I had an orange bike and all. So, hey, Aaron. Yeah, let's talk about Tampa too. I live in Tampa. All right, so let me show you that second. All right, what we're looking at here. All right, all this stuff, by the way, I put on YouTube, and you can watch it again. So if you missed anything, and you're bored, and you want to watch, hey, what's up, Cindy? He's 8 years old. What's up, Bright? You kind of be like Mike. Sometimes Mike gets out of control and Mike forgets that he's 46 years old now. Sometimes Mike thinks that he's still 18 when he's driving on the highway. All right, so let's talk about our secondary system here. All right, so we're watching. I wish I could point to my monitor. That might be something new. But here's our low pressure we're watching today. Here she races off Thursday, Friday. Here's our tail. Get down into Florida. We'll look at rain chances. Here's Friday morning. So there's our low getting out of here. But look at that. We could have some good rain on Friday. But here's that next system. This is Saturday. Here's another next low pressure system that kind of on top of this one. And we could have a threat for severe winds and storms for the Carolinas, possibly northward. So that's coming this weekend. So Sunday, this thing, unfortunately, it's like a double trouble back-to-back whammo, jammo, crapola for the Carolinas. So you're going to get rain on Friday, maybe a little break Saturday morning in the Carolinas and Virginia, but then we got another low pressure to your north that's going to bring in action on Sunday. So that's something to watch. And I saw a couple Mets talking about that, so we'll see. And then we don't even. Oh my goodness, we got more action later next week. Well, we're going to talk about one storm at a time. All right, so there's that. Let's take a look at timing again. Hey, what's up there, June? Yeah, June. Actually, so the official word on the street is we'll have hurricane season start in May. Not hurricane per se, but the tropics are on fire. The temperatures are hot. Record heat in the south, and anything that tries to get going will have no problem gaining some sort of tropical status. And usually these fronts, we're getting so many fronts coming down that a little bit of that energy will always stick behind somewhere down in here. Like even yesterday, I was looking at this. It's still out there. Let's take a look at this. Weather Nerds. Great site. But this front here that we just had, look at this sucker. This guy's still hanging on. Lots of lightning. Little white dots are lightning. So this is our front we just had roll through Florida. And it's still firing. Look at that. And what we generally see this time of year is if this front has any energy left behind, a little bit of tail. They always say tail of fronts, but these fronts will help spin up little low pressure systems because they're frontal boundaries. And if you look at the wind, it's kind of cool. These wind maps here show you those clashing winds. See that? This is the front. And all this, mixed wind directions sometimes help spin up little low pressure systems. So that's how we usually get our first system of the year. All right, hey Louisa, what's cooking? All right, so let's go back to timing real quick. Some good timing maps. I'll tell you a cool way to look at timing is always temperature maps. Temperature maps. Let's take a look. Let's look at it that way. That's kind of a new way to look at it. Let's take a look at the temperature map here, and you can kind of get a good idea where the front's going to be. And let's load it up here for Friday. Well, it's kind of tough. We got 50s in the Panhandle though for the weekend. I can see that. It's going to be too hard to see on the screen, though. So let's just go back to the old radar map. A lot of questions on timing, so let's take a look at that again. And I guess we go back to NAM again before I lose everybody. What's up? Hey, good morning, Jennifer. Rocket launch, 3:30. Yeah, AJ, I heard they moved the rocket launch up, 3:30 p.m. Did anybody try to look at stars last night? Because we went out, the meteor shower. Hey, Tamara, hope I said that right. Keen, we love you too. Louis snoring right now. But we went looking for meteors. We didn't have any luck. We took our girls, Emily, a friend of mine. Of course, Phil. You know Phil from Drunk Donkey Nation. We'll get Phil back on camera during the hurricane season, but we didn't have any luck. They got bored real quick. They wanted to get back to, hey, Sandra, you saw 3? Cool. But it was a clear night. So back to the rocket launch. I guess the rocket launch is at 3:30 today out of Cape Canaveral. So you're probably going to see it. Very clear skies right now. All right, so here's your timing again. We're going to look at this. All right, so here's this afternoon, 6 p.m. It's going to be pretty much starting to get its way into Mississippi. So today, storms throughout Texas, Louisiana northward. But then we get a secondary line tonight, overnight hours. This is 1 a.m. So this is the line that looks pretty potent. So if you're in Louisiana, the stuff coming today, you got to worry about tonight too, because we got another line forming behind. And this is where we got to watch. So all this area right here, this is tomorrow 4 p.m. And then we get into tomorrow 4 a.m. Let me race that. This is overnight. This is 4 a.m., 8 a.m. Here's our line setting up in the morning tomorrow. So things really start getting going overnight tonight, looks like, and you got to pay attention. We'll see what the SPC shows. I usually post all the SPC updates throughout the day, but we could have tornado watches overnight. So pay attention, Louisiana into Alabama. So here's tomorrow noontime. Our line should be making its way through middle Bama into Georgia now, northward into Carolinas. This is tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow at noon, Thursday. And then tomorrow night, 5 p.m., starts to make its way to the East Coast. And then hits the Outer Banks tomorrow, 10 o'clock-ish. So nighttime rains for the people asked about Charleston. It looks like that squall line is going to make it to you sometime tomorrow night. Could have some stormy weather into midnight. Carolinas for sure. So we could have some pretty heavy storms tomorrow night, midnight-ish, around the Carolina coast. And here's the tail end of that line, starting to set up for Friday. Panhandle early hours on Friday, and then slowly making its way down. So we don't go that far out yet for timing yet for Florida as far as the peninsula, but I would suspect these things speed up a little bit too. But it looks like I-4 South will be afternoonish, noontime afternoonish. So we'll see how much of it stays together. Let's take a look at the rain maps real quick. 5-day rain total. Pretty hefty rains into Florida. I-4 north, look at that. Could have an inch or two plus. Anything purple is kind of 2 inches. So not a huge area to point to as far as flooding, but look at this. This is because we have those double back-to-back fronts coming, or low pressure systems fronts. We have the initial front coming this way out of here by Friday night, and that secondary one coming Saturday, Sunday. So big pockets of rain here. Look at that. Pretty much everybody on the East Coast, everybody's going to get something. Crazy. Hey, what's up, Jim? All right, what else is cooking? Anything else? Yes, Whitney. What's up, Whitney? Yeah, you're going to get hammered again. Louisiana, for sure. Louisiana northward. Don't know where northward came from, but so you got 2 days to worry about Louisiana. You got today, and then we got a secondary line coming in overnight. So definitely a spot to watch. So all right, what else is cooking? Rain chances do exist, very little though, Casper. We'll see how this frontal line sets up. So Friday again, we got that same pattern. We got big storms to watch today, tomorrow, and then we got a secondary squall line to worry about for Florida as it sticks together and fuels off of that Gulf energy. Hey Claire, yeah, East Texas for you today. Storms are developing today to watch. In fact, hail is always a big threat. There's your hail threat today up into Oklahoma. So there you go. Indicating a big dip here, getting cool Gulf or jet stream fueling the hail chances. So we got a hatched area for hail. Never thought of that, Will. Single white female. That reminds me of the old AOL days. Remember how exciting it was to talk to people in chat rooms? I used to think that was like so weird. When a complete stranger talks to you. It's like, oh, wow. Exciting. And it's funny, we grew up with AOL and we're on the phones now, and then we get off and we yell at our kids to get off their phones. Get off your phone. Hey, Dennis Harvey, what's cooking? Jacksonville. Yeah, you got a little action coming Friday morning, buddy. Jacksonville. Larry Wood, tonight, Houston. You got storms? Definitely. We could take a look at Texas. I had a couple people talking Texas. Let's look at the short range here. Look at, how do I zoom in? They don't really have a nice little map for Texas. We have a lot of, the South Central. All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at what Texas got cooking. We got some cool maps here we can look at. Let's look at the hail map for Texas and let's see what pops up here. All right, so this is a hail meet. This is kind of experimental with the HRR, but generally shows you the hail chances. But let's take a look at radar. What's cooking for Texas today? Here's the timing. This is 1 o'clock. So basically a couple hours here, we're going to start to see these popcorn storms develop Oklahoma and Texas. Look at that. And by tonight, Houston, very little. It might go right to your north. So Houston, very much on that edge of the strong stuff. It might stay to your north. Lufkin, Texas. And that's been the pattern this year. You know, we've had this high pressure over the southeast and blocking a lot. In fact, if you look at the drought map, you can see the areas that are dry. And look at that. So, you know, thinking that Louisiana and Mississippi and Bama got all this rain over the winter months, but they actually didn't get it on the coast. Look at that. So that's big. Draw a big circle over the southeast, and we've had a blocking pattern for the rains. So Florida's still in a drought. Look at that. Still, orange is a severe drought across the I-4 corridor and up here parts of the Panhandle. Texas definitely has some spots. Extreme drought in parts of Texas. So, all right. What else cooking? Netscape. Yeah, I remember Netscape. Remember there was one with a cow. Like, I don't know. But I was AOL. I was sign and noise. Let's see. Let's see if the AOL sign and noise. This is the day. Remember these days? And you'd sit there and wait. You're like, please connect, please connect, please connect, please connect. Oh, I'm connected. Yay! Look at that. Oh, God, I remember that noise. What the hell are all the noise? That was kind of scary now. Our kids would probably think it was aliens attacking us. That would be a good wake-up alarm clock. Holy cow, I just saw a post. All right. Hey, what's up, Rhonda? First, I got to know where Okaloosa County is. I Panhandle. Let's take a look. All right. You're right on the tip by Mobile. That's what I thought. I just want to make sure. I have mail. Yeah. I still have AOL mail. So the tip of the Panhandle, Okaloosa County. For sure. Hey, listen. You're right there. Look at that. You're enhanced. This is, you know. Oh, it's window close time. Almost. Not yet. But yeah, listen. Orange is not bad, but it's bad as far as chances go for severe storms. So this is tomorrow. Again, don't you know, everybody today, you got to worry about west of this, but tomorrow we got a pretty large area of enhanced going from Mississippi all the way through the Florida Panhandle into South Carolina. So, you know, even Carolina. So this line of storms tomorrow, it's going to be something to watch. We're going to have tornado watches again, lots of them. 2 cows. That's what it was, Diane. What's up? I think. And it's funny. I have a Gmail account. Professionally, I have Mike Boylan Gmail, but I still use AOL. And now I don't care what people think. So like professional people will ask me my email, and I'll tell them RC Thunder at AOL, and they're like, AOL, this guy. Look at this guy wearing flip flops and using an AOL password. Yeah, Russell. What's up, Russell Klimps? Hey, I like that flower there. It reminds me of the Florida Gator softball team, which my daughter plays. But yeah, let's go to Twitter real quick, because there's been 2 EF4 tornadoes to the north and the south of you with these couple of outbreaks. I retweeted it. Let me see if I can find it. There's that video. Do you see this one? This was this is I-75 near Bellevue. Look at it. That was that tornado caught on camera crossing Interstate 75 in Florida a couple days ago. Kind of rare sight for Florida. Look at that, man. It just went right across the interstate. You imagine driving? Like, what the heck? Let's see. There's one. Well, this is another graphic I showed, but this. Let's see. That one's a little hard to see. Oh, this one here. Check this one out. All right, so we've had 4 EF4s this season, and look at these wind speeds. All right, 3 of them in Mississippi, 1 Tennessee. But look at that. 190 mile an hour. Can you imagine that? That's like a Cat 5 tornado or hurricane. Unbelievable. But I had a good picture of the track, but I don't know. This one's not too bad though. It's a little fuzzy though. This one shows you all the EF4 Dixie Alley tornadoes. This last few years actually, but this is kind of hard to see the map. There's Hattiesburg right here. I'm circling Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg right here. So we had the one on April 19th, EF4, 54 miles long, went to your south. And then we had the EF4 just a week earlier, just to your north. That was 412. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, thanks, Dennis Harvey. Appreciate that. Brett smells tornadoes. Yeah. Well, we're getting ready for hurricane season. Hey, I'm becoming in another 10 years, I'll understand these tornadoes. But you know what? How many times have we seen Storm Prediction Center, especially in Florida here, have bright pink alert levels? We've had high and have had nothing. And there's been times we've had dark green, supposed to be nothing, and we've had EF3. We had an EF3 go through Lakeland a few months back, and we were only under a marginal risk. So tornadoes are very unpredictable, and that's scary. 60 miles, yes. So we got a few people. All right, so hey, listen too. By the way, don't forget, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm tweaking it out. I really think it's cool how I've done this. I mean, I'll give you props, Mike. I originally had it set up. The radar is kind of crappy though. I hate this ground clutter on the radar, but this one updates. See, the whole idea of this page is it updates by itself, so I don't have to. It runs itself, and I have current watches, which is great because you can go to that and you'll see if watches. You can see current storm prediction threats. You can see weather channel or weather service alerts. And then the coolest thing is this Twitter feed, which I love. I have a cool Twitter feed that constantly updates weather tweets. So another cool little thing. All right, what else is cooking before I go? Yeah, you're right, Casper. Florida. Just something about the Gulf and the dry air. It's Kissimmee had that. I think it was 96, 98. Can't remember exactly, but we had the strong tornadoes in Kissimmee area. And then Casper, correct. We get a lot of tornadoes with hurricanes. Usually they're EF zeros, Doppler. They're just quick spin up. But we get a lot of tornado warnings during hurricanes. Virginia, this little system. I think Thursday night, as this thing races off, you would get some rain in Virginia, but it'll be out of here by Friday afternoon, Friday night. So, or Thursday night, really. Let's look at that one more time, then we'll go. Actually, we'll look at the another cool map is this little guy here. We can look at the 3-day interactive map here. I like this one. Get a little rain on Virginia on Friday morning. Here's that line. So by Friday afternoon, all this stuff's going to be out of here for the East Coast. So lingering rains Friday. The big stuff's overnight Friday, going into the Panhandle on Friday morning. And then our secondary low we talked about here. This one's going to end up coming across. This one's definitely going to be more of an impact for Virginia later in the weekend. This little low pressure is going to spin out here. Carolinas north. Could have, obviously a lot of rain and maybe even some snow in the northeast. But double whammy for the Carolinas north with Friday rains, Thursday night rains, and then Saturday night, Sunday rains. So anyway, all right. So there's that. We're going to go live tomorrow for sure because we're going to talk about the storm threats tomorrow. Today we're watching storm threats. We're going to have tornado watches today, unfortunately. It does appear. This is today's storm threats. And they're talking about tornadoes, severe hail, and damaging gusts possible. So that's today's storm threats right in this neck of the woods right here. We're going to watch that develop overnight hours. We can see tornado watches as this thing moves its way eastward. So we'll do it. All you great supporters out there on Facebook, I'm going to do our cool little live I talked about doing tomorrow. I already posted it. We're going to do it on Friday morning, 9:19. I'm going to do a tour of the website. Talk out loud. Talk about all the links. Actually, it's going to be good for me because I'll make sure all the links work. Because I do, a lot of times these links expire. And it'll be good because I'll have to take notes. But I'm going to go over all these little maps and just kind of go over everything a little bit and say hi and answer questions. So there you go. We'll do that Friday morning because tomorrow we're going to talk about the storm threat tomorrow. So there you go. All right. Oh, hey, Don. Yes, I just posted that on our little chat thing. I'm going to do it on Friday, Dawn, because I want to keep these 919s going. Tomorrow could be a lot of weather to talk about. And since we're getting a couple thousand people watching, I felt like we need to talk about the weather tomorrow. So there you go, Don. But okay, I'll still be here tomorrow. But hey, we're getting a cool little audience going. Well, true, Eddie. Yeah, exactly. I mean, come on. If we all love watching weather and we love chasing weather, it doesn't mean we love death and destruction by any means. That's for sure. So yeah, there you go. All right, sounds good. The girls are in the driveway. They've done text me 3 times. They got Starbucks. So Wednesday is our last day of normalcy for Emily because that's the day Julie's off. And their tradition on Wednesday, I get them ready every day except Wednesday. Julie gets them ready on Wednesday, and they go to Starbucks on Wednesday. So they still go to Starbucks on Wednesday, even though we're homeschooled. And we're homeschooled the rest of the year. Big props to teachers out there. I am so much wishing that we could get back to normal because I am not a homeschooler by any means. So, all right, we can't leave the live stream without Louie. Well, you got Lucky Cats because he's here sleeping by my feet. So we'll say one more time. We'll say goodbye to Louie. And we usually, when I go around, we hang out, we give away, we have these cool little local meet and greets, talk weather. I'll bring Louie. A lot of y'all have met Louie, right? Right, Louie? So we'll do one of these as soon as things open up for sure. We'll get back to doing some Facebook Lives. Me and Phil will do some streaming on our local Oldsmar neck of the woods. So, all right, cool beans. All right, well, pay attention to the weather today, guys, and tomorrow for sure. So it's gonna be a stormy couple days, and Friday, Florida possibly. So have a good one. Have a great. What day is today? Wednesday, 22nd. We'll see you next time.